All right, here we go. So I'm about to showcase one of the most broken combos in this game, and it all is off of one card, a single card. We're gonna start off with pre-preparations of rights. So we're gonna grab Mirror, and we're gonna grab Habakiri. We are going to activate the Habakiri right here to summon Saji. Saji is going to tribute. That's going to allow us to grab Ritual, and then we're going to use this Ritual to use the second effect to summon Habakiri using the Night Sword Serpent, or Night Serpent Sword, or whatever, however you say that card's name. And then we're going to go Night Sword Serpent and the Kusanagi to actually summon out the Habakiri right here. So we're gonna go Night Sword Serpent and then Kusanagi to add the ritual back, and then the serpent will summon onto the field. So put the serpent onto the field in defense right there, and then now we're gonna use the ritual again. This time we're going to use the first effect, and we're going to summon either of these two cards. I like to start off with Mirakumo, so we're going to tribute the Habakiri right there to summon Mirakumo. This card is going to activate, and right here I'm going to add the Futsu to my hand. Or the last of the rituals. And then we're going to click yes to summon this. So we're going to summon that back onto the field. I'm just putting them over to the left as I use their effects, and then the ones to the right are the ones that have not used the effects, so then that way I can kind of remember. So now we're going to activate Mirror right here. Mirror is going to summon the Futsu by tributing the Mirakumo right here. So I'm gonna summon Futsu. Then we're gonna activate the effect of the Habakiri, or Mirakumo, I'm sorry. And then now we can add the prayers to our hand. Now this is where we're gonna special summon the Mirakumo back onto the field, and this will also that's what gave us that search. So now we just need to activate the very last card's effect of Futsu. So this part right here is very important not to mess this up. It is very possible to do. So we're going to activate prayers right here, and then we're going to tribute a monster. We're going to tribute that last one, that Futsu, last one that we haven't activated yet. And then we're going to activate both effects. Now we're going to add the Aramesa to our hand, and then we're going to special summon the Aramesa that we just added. So now we're going to activate Aramesa. We're going to activate the Futsu that's in our grave, and then we're going to activate Mirror. So now here's where you have a choice to make. You can either add prayers for a second copy of prayers, or purification. If you do purification is good because this card has a graveyard effect. You can banish this card from the grave, target one reptile monster in your grave, and special summon it. And then if you do, you can then tribute one monster you control. So you can summon a monster that's basically like a this card, tribute it, and then it'll come right back anyways. So it'll also search. Or you can add prayers to where you can just activate this whenever, but this is also an omni negate. So you get an omni negate there by tributing that monster, but you need the space to do it. And then you have prayers as well. So with purification, I'm gonna just add that. So now we're gonna go Futsu. And it's up to you. Choose whichever one, whichever interruption you're more comfortable with. Now we're gonna add the Habakiri right here. Habakiri, adding this to your hand is good because if you have something like Diabell Star, you can actually discard this card to summon Diabell Star to basically extend your combos. If you want to do that, you don't have to, but if you want to, you can. Then what we're gonna do now, we have original Sinful Spoils to go into Snake Eye plays right here in our hand, so we technically don't have to go into this card, but I want to show you the one card combo to where we're assuming you don't have this card in your hand. So what we're going to do is going to Internal Flame Banshee using our 2 level 4s. I'm going to activate this, detach whatever to add Ash. Now you could add Poplar if you want a special summon. Poplar, once it summons, it's going to add this card, Original Sinful Spoils. Then you can use the Original Sinful Spoils to actually get Ash. So that, if you want a special summon and you don't want a normal summon, that'll completely make all of this special summons. Or if you want to save your normal summon for something else, you can. Like a Floodgate, possibly. One that you can search with level 4s if you wanted to do that. I'm not even going to talk about that, but it's okay. Don't worry. So we're going to add Ash to our hand. And then you don't want to activate Ash yet, because once you do, you're going to need space to start making plays. So what we're going to do is we're going to go into Hope Harbinger. So Hope Harbinger with the Habakiri right here, and then the Futsu. And you're going to want to put that off to the side somewhere to where it's not in the way. And then from here, this is where we can normal summon out our Ash. Then we're going to grab Poplar. Of course, Poplar is going to summon. I'm going to activate Poplar. Now, this part kind of gets a little interesting because it doesn't really matter what happens right here, and you'll see why. Doesn't really matter what happens right here because you don't really need this card. So if Poplar gets stopped, you don't really need this, and I'm gonna show you why. We're probably not even going to use this card's effect. So what we're going to do is we're going to go into IP Masquerena now. This is important that you don't mess this up, because otherwise you won't have space to do anything. And I know what you're thinking, well, why don't I just go into Link Karibo now? Don't worry about that. Don't worry. I'm going to show you why. So we're going to go into IP Masquerena right now using Poplar and Internal Flame Banshee. Poplar is going to set a card onto the field. You're going to set Internal Flame Banshee. You could do Poplar if you wanted to, but I'm going to put Internal Flame Banshee right here. Then we're going to use Ash to send Internal Flame Banshee just like this to summon this out onto the field, the Flamberge. Just like that, right? Then what we're going to do is we're going to go into Promethean Princess. This is going to trigger out the Flamberge to summon 2 bodies onto the field. And then we're going to activate Promethean Princess to revive back the Flamberge. Then we are going to activate the Flamberge to actually get the IP Masquerena. And we're going to put it right there, right? Doesn't matter where it goes down here, just as long as you got it set. Then we're going to go into Amblo Whale. So just using this plus anything else. So let's go. Let's use Poplar. And then this is where stuff kind of gets a little bit interesting. So now we're going to go Moon of the Closed Heavens with Amblo Whale, and then the Ash. Then we're going to go into Fiendsmith Requiem. And you see why all of the spacing is very important. Then we're going to go Fiendsmith Requiem to Lacrima. Lacrima is going to send the Engraver. And then we're going to take the Fiendsmith Requiem. Go just like this. And then we're going to go into Necroequip Princess. And I know what you're thinking. Are you going to link summon? Are you going to link summon, Mike? No, we're not going to. I'm going to show you why. So we're going to go Moon of the Closed Heavens, just like this. And then we're going to take these and go into Wave King High Caesar. Overlay those just like that. So now, here's our pretty much our end board. If I'm being honest, this is pretty much the end board. It's really crazy. There's a lot going on right here. The way that I would use this interruptions, if I'm being honest, is just kind of hold off until you need to use some of these effects. The first effect that I would use would be this effect to kind of negate. You don't have to. If it's a board breaker, I wouldn't risk it. I would just omni negate it with this. And then once you get this into the graveyard, then you can link this off. So I'm going to showcase this. So you're going to set that trap. The rest of these cards, it doesn't really matter. If you want to use them, you can. Hey, they're for extra plays, but this is just showing the board that you put up. This card right here doesn't really do anything right now. It's just, this was the searchable card off of the Poplar. So if you wanted to, you could have searched Original Sin for Spoils or this, whatever you want to do, right? If you wanted to use Original Sinful Spoils to start popping off into some other level 1 fire engines, hey, be my guest, you can do so. But this is just to just kind of show you what you got. So let's start off with the graveyard so you can understand like the depth of these interruptions. So, oh yeah, the reason this card is good, this one doesn't matter, but this card here kind of does. You got Flamberge onto the field, so if they imperm Flamberge, which some people like to actually do is imperm Flamberge right away. They may even try to imperm any of this stuff. I don't know. They can imperm anything, but if they imperm Flamberge to prevent you from going into your links, doesn't matter. Once they summon a monster onto the field, this card will activate, and then this card comes onto the field anyways, so it won't matter. You also still have your Omni Negate. Oh yeah, let me start with the graveyard. I'm sorry. So in your graveyard, you're going to have 3 pops. 4 technically once this one hits the graveyard, but 3 pops from the graveyard, and then this one will be the 4th pop, but this one's more so a entire monster board nuke. One of them technically isn't a pop, it's a send, but so you're gonna have this card right here, Promethean Princess. This is the last one you want to do because this locks you in the fire once you do it. So you got Promethean Princess, you have Amblo Whale. Amblo Whale happens once Promethean's on the field and it gets destroyed, or basically once it gets destroyed, this card then activates. And then once that happens, basically you get an additional pop. So 1 pop from Promethean, 1 pop from Amblo Whale. You also get 1 pop from these 2 cards. They're going to send the Fiendsmith Trap. which you'll see me do. It more than likely you'll see me do it. And then also the pop from this card. Once this card's in the graveyard, we'll be able to special summon that out. Tribute, it'll search as well. You got 2 special summon negates here. You got a spell and trap negate as well as a attack deflection right here. So you can change the direction of the attack so they can't just attack into your IP or your Appaloosa. Flamberge basically is a it's what basically will put your IP Masquerena up front. You also have your Diabell Star, which don't really matter at this point. So yeah, let's kind of showcase all of this stuff. So yeah, multiple interruptions, and there's more interruptions than what it looks like, and I'll show you. I should count these out. So that's 4 graveyards, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 from the. It's like 12, possibly even more. I think this is somewhere close. Let me count this up. All right. Sorry, I'm not super prepared for this, but let me count this up. So that's 1 pop, 2 pops, 3 pops with this card that's going to set up, which is an interruption, or send. So that's 3 interruptions. This card right here will summon out IP Masquerena. IP Masquerena will go into Appaloosa, which will give us 3 to 4 negates depending on when I use it. Most likely it'll be 3 interruptions. That basically turns that into 6 interruptions, potentially 7 if that activates. And then we have the board wipe with the Mirakumo. That's 7 to 8 interruptions. I'm gonna say 7 for now. 2 interruptions with the Wave King Caesar, so that's 9, 10 with this one, 11 with this one, plus whatever's in your hand. So your hand traps, you got 11 interruptions, 12 with the Mirakumo because of the discard effect right here. So I mean, that's 12 interruptions. And then if you count IP as an interruption, if you count the Flamberge as an interruption, like that's a lot going on. Also, Flamberge, when it's linked off, it's going to summon 2 bodies, and it's going to search for follow-up, and not necessarily follow-up, but it's going to search for a board breaker, and you'll see. I'll show you. You'll see. So we're gonna go Flamberge first right here to summon IP Masquerena. So he's going to activate the zombie world right here. So what I'm going to first do is activate this card right here. So now I can take this card off the field because it's a once per turn effect. If I want to keep this on the field, then I can. But if I want to get rid of it so that way I create space to make other plays, I can do that as well. So let's see what he's going to do. So, alright. So he's going to just basically put a card face down, which means he's probably about to end his turn. So I'm going to show some of these interruptions. I'm going to show something. So I'm going to get rid of this card because it's kind of showing its purpose. Technically, I counted this as 1 interruption, but this card is 2 interruptions because it's an attack deflection. So I'm going to use it for link material right here. But in some case, if he continued to try to make plays, I would basically use the Omni Negate right here to basically get this card off the field or to tribute it so I can do the negate, and then this will go to the grave, creating another negate or another interruption, which would be the pop effect plus the search. So hopefully that makes sense. But since he's ending his turn, I'm going to activate IP Masquerena to kind of showcase some stuff real quick. So we're going to go into Appaloosa. We're going to use 2 materials right here, 1 with Flamberge, and then we're just going to use this because fuck it, why not? And then we're gonna go into IP or Appaloosa, and then Flamberge, and then we can also do Lacrima. Why not? Fuck it. Because I want to showcase all of this, and I want to showcase why I can do so much. So, Fiendsmith Requiem, and then both Ash and Poplar. Ash is going to activate. Now, if Poplar, if this card wasn't in my hand, Poplar would search it right now. And then we're going to activate the Requiem right here. To actually summon Lacrima. Lacrima is going to, oh yeah, Ash is going to search for the Kurikari. And then we're going to go Lacrima to send Fiendsmith in Paradise. So if he were to try to play through Interruption, Fiendsmith in Paradise would then like basically allow me to send Desiree and then send whatever card on his field to the graveyard. So that's why that's another interruption. And then look, like look at my field. This is insane right here. This is insane what I can do. And then if I wanted to just continue to make plays, oh yeah, I never actually made Link Karibo. What a goofball. Never actually made Link Karibo. I was actually supposed to do this in the last turn. So there was a point where before I linked off the Poplar or whatever to make before I linked it off to make Moon of the Closed Heavens, I was supposed to go into Link Karibo, but there might have been a restriction there that prevented me from doing it. I think I had it in the wrong space, like right underneath, so it prevented me from doing it, but it's okay. Doesn't matter, because they can't attack into your Appaloosa anyways because of this card. So you still have the protection from it with Hope Harbinger, but it doesn't matter. So I'm gonna go ahead and go into Link Karibo right here anyways. And then this is where like you can still make plays. I'm just showing this. Like you can still do stuff. You can still make plays. So I'm gonna go. I kind of want to go Moon of the Closed Heaven to create space, so then that way I can like actually go into sequence. And that's exactly what I'm gonna do. So we're gonna go Moon of the Closed Heavens, and then sequence using this and this. And then I'm gonna say Flamberge down here, and then we're gonna activate this. Oh, I'm a goofy. I'm gonna send that back. We're also gonna send this back. Why not? Yeah, I'm a goofy. Lacrima activate. I'm just doing stuff at this point, honestly, because oh, I can still do it. Never mind. I can still do it. I can still do it. I didn't screw up. So we're gonna send this to actually go into Engraver. Perfect. And then technically I can't do it. But I would need tracked if I'm being honest. So I'm gonna just fuck it. I'm just I'm gonna discard this card because I don't need it. It doesn't do anything. Then we're gonna activate this tracked. This is just showing like some of the deck potential, so we can go into Desiree and we'll use the 3 cards on the field. Or actually, oh shit, Desiree will use Engraver, Lacrima, and then Fable Lurie. Activate Lacrima, and then we'll send back Moon of the Closed Heavens. Why not? And then we'll just attach this to Desiree. So you still have like a shit ton of plays. Like you still have so much stuff you can still do. So many different plays that you can still do. Like you're not done, you know. That's the best part about this. You're really not done. So I'm gonna just attack into this because I kind of hate that like the computer doesn't really do anything. Because oh, okay, perfect. Add one zombie. I'm gonna let them add that. I'm gonna just end my turn right here because I kind of want to showcase like this something. I want to showcase some kind of graveyard effect. Perfect. All right, so this is where I could show purification. So I'm gonna just activate. I'm gonna activate this. You know, no, fuck that. I'm gonna activate purification first because I kind of want to showcase this. So we're gonna activate purification, and this card is no threat. But I'm gonna just activate purification just cause. And then you see it says if this card is distributed, you can add one Mitsurugi from your deck to your hand, and then you can special summon this card, right? Now, I'm not going to activate this effect because I want this card to come back later on, and I don't want it to come back right now off of its effect. Now, Divine Temple will allow me to actually like summon one of these monsters. So this one is an interruption. If they try to attack it, it'll actually push something into the back row. This one doesn't really do anything but just summon a monster. So I guess this could just give me some advantage to just go Flamberge right here. So we'll go Flamberge, and then we'll activate Flamberge's effect to actually summon this onto the field, so we can just swarm the field, if I'm being honest. And then I can negate this with High Caesar. Probably should have negated it with Appaloosa, so he'll have a monster on the field. I still want to showcase like interruptions because there's still so much to do. I'm just in my turn. Like I'm not even halfway through interruptions. So I'm not going to Appaloosa, I'm not going to DD, Wave King, High Caesar. I'm just showcase interruptions. Like that's what I'm kind of wanting to aim towards. Perfect. Start summoning. Yeah, so I'm not going to activate these because I want it to go through. I want some of his combos to go through. Alright, so you see Promethean can activate, Fiendsmith can activate right here. So I'm going to activate Fiendsmith in Paradise. And it's going to send Lacrima, but it's because Desiree's on the field. That would have been the one that sends it. So that's where you would send it right there. I'm going to let this go through too. I'm going to let this go through as well. And then I could Promethean Princess right here, but I don't want to. I'm going to wipe his field. So we're going to go Purification right here. And then we're going to summon out the Mirakumu. And then this is where I would tribute something else. So I could tribute this. If it's sent to the graveyard, it can shuffle. So let's fuck it. And this is how I can wipe cards off of his field. So this will send something. This will just completely nuke his board anyways. So we're gonna just completely nuke it, and then I'm gonna just send something just to show that it does send. Let's put back sequence, and then we're gonna send. Let's send this face down. And then of course I can activate this to make him have to discard. So this is just showcasing like what this deck does. Of course he's not going to discard because it's a computer, but a person could discard to allow that effect to resolve. But yeah. And then of course I still have another pot with Promethean Princess. So let me show that off too. I'm gonna just end my turn again. Let's see. What do I want to discard? What do I want to discard? Like I was also saying earlier, with Diabell Star, I can actually like summon out Diabell Star. In this particular deck, I can send something and use Diabell Star to like gain more advantage. Full Alos is pretty much a dead card. This opponent's not going to be able to kill this board, so I just go Diabell Star right here, and Diabell Star can kind of set your combos up, but I've already done the things that I needed to do with that to actually like make that the extender. So I'm gonna just put the trap in the deck for that purpose, and then this is basically a on-field negate, so it'll negate anything on the field, and it'll also come back to the field as well. So I'm gonna set these as well just because why not, and then end my turn again. I'm not even gonna use these effects, like I'm not even gonna use these. I just want to show the pop effect with the so damn deep down in here with the Promethean Princess. And oh my god, I really just want to show this Promethean Princess pop effect, but my opponent is making it very difficult, very difficult. Oh yeah, and we can definitely use some of these cards multiple times, like IP Masquerena. You can basically like link again using it by putting it down here again, so you don't have to use it just one time. Also, you can actually use the Flamberge to summon your ritual monsters once they've been summoned properly, because you can set them down here and then just summon them onto the field. So yeah. Oh yeah, you can also bring Hope Harbinger back too. That's another one, which is kind of wild a little bit. So yeah, let me actually. I don't want to. Never mind. I was gonna say I'll clear some space, but when I negate, I'll actually send this Diabell Star off the field so I can summon this back onto the field so you can see. If he fucking makes a play, or if he just keeps passing turns. I might have to just negate one of my own cards just to showcase this shit. There we go. Alright, so now what I'm gonna do is we're gonna go Mirakumu right here. We're gonna force him to have to discard. Of course it's the CPU, he's not gonna fucking discard. And it's gonna turn everything into zombies anyways because this has a on-field effect. So we're going to let's send this card right here to negate this. Just like that. Perfect. So now we can use Flamberge to actually summon Hope Harbinger back onto the field. So that's the beauty to Flamberge, is like this card can basically make everything live again. You can just keep putting everything back onto the field. And this card doesn't have to have material to negate shit. That's another thing. It actually gains material by negating. So, yeah. Watch this. Watch this. This will be so funny. So, put that down there. Flamberge. It's so stupid, man. This is so stupid. Fucking board wipe. Oh man. So you could basically turn this into a quick effect with Flamberge. Like when you're ready to use it, just quick effect with Flamberge. Or when they summon, you could just fucking wipe with this. So funny, so funny. I can do it again, look, put it right back. What do I want to discard? I got so many hand traps. That one's dead. And then Flamberge. At this point, I'm just summoning this shit out and just wiping, just to showcase it. And this card's dead. It's permanently negated. There we go. We're gonna add another one. So I'm glad he did that too, because now I can show how Hope Harbinger will actually use this as material. So it doesn't just negate it, it actually like absorbs it as material. He's gonna try to activate that. I can negate this, however, look how many negates I got. And this was set up on turn 1. This was originally set up. This was also originally set up. So these are still the same negates. I'm just negate with Appaloosa. And then I'm gonna go ahead and end this game because, you know, I think I've kind of shown what I'm wanting to show. So let's go Flamberge right here. And we're gonna put Desiree this time. Let's just end the game. Oh yeah, before I end this game, let me actually show y'all my deck. So yeah, this is the deck. It's a 60 card deck. I feel like it's needed to show this because everybody always asks. So yeah, that's pretty much the deck. And sorry that I dragged this out to like showcase like what the interruptions are. Most people don't really showcase the interruptions when they do videos. They literally just do it and then that's it. He didn't really summon anything further for me to actually use the Promethean Princess, but if you guys have played against Snake Eyes at all, you know Promethean Princess, how it works. It tributes and then it summons, boom, it pops. They have to get rid of it, but this inboard is way too powerful for an AI computer to actually even try to crack the board. They're literally just going to sit there and do nothing. So yeah, it's like, and it's also really layered too. It's really layered interruption, so they're never going to be able to crack this board. Like you could play with this deck through like Max C, and your opponent would basically need like 4 things to get, like they would Need 2 Call by the Graves to get rid of Promethean Princess. I guess once you get rid of Promethean Princess, you kind of get rid of Ambler Will at the same time. But you would basically need 1 for Promethean Princess. You would need 1 for the Ritual Monster, so Call by the Grave for both of those in your hand. You would also need like a DD Crow to get rid of the trap, or a perfectly timed Call by the Grave for the Desiree. So then that way Desiree doesn't send something when its effect activates in the graveyard. So you would need a Call by the Grave for that. So you got to pretty much choose. So you only need a DD Crow for the Ritual, I'm guessing. And depending on what card I have, I might be able to bypass it, especially if I have the prayers in my hand. You're going to need some negates to basically deal with everything that's on the field. So, 1 Imperm won't stop this deck because you're basically going to have a 3 to 4 material Appaloosa on the field, a 2 negates with the Wave King Caesar. You're going to have the negate, discard negate with the ritual that's on the field. You're also going to have the spell negate that's on the field, the omni negate that they have to deal with through the trap. Am I missing anything? And then plus all the hand traps that you're going to have in your hand, plus potentially if there is follow up, there's a lot to deal with. There's a lot that you have to constantly be thinking, like, how do I stop all this shit? And I mean, when you finally realize, like, this is almost an unbreakable board, there's too much shit to deal with. If I'm being honest, there's just too much shit to deal with. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. I know it was a long one, but hey, I just showed y'all one of the most broken, like, fucking combos ever. So hopefully y'all enjoyed it. Catch y'all on the next one. Peace.